Hi Leo, this is Kay. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to your reading. Let's begin. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here to watch the video. It's lovely to be here with you guys. So we're going to be pulling out some cards. We got Book as the first one. It's a 10 of Pentacles energy with 26 being 8, abundance. Okay, I'll read that in a moment. And then for present day energy, we have the Bird Cage. It's number 4. It has to do with stability, security, and foundation. And near future, we have Balance. Card 5, which is interesting because that's about change. So we'll see. Okay. So what we got for near future, near or far future for you, you determine. It's Book. It's about abundance. It's 10 of Pentacles, as I said. There's hidden things. It's mystery, philosophy, intellectual knowledge, education, secrets, the unknown, manuscripts, and author. Okay. The book. So it's like going by the rules. It's kind of like the Akashic records, what's ever written. You know, just the mystery of life that's written in as your story in the Akashic records. Then we have Bird Cage as present day energy with the 4. That has to do with foundation, and I think that this is like an Aries symbol. So we have possessive, codependent, clingy, restless, oblivious, controlled, sing anyway, want freedom, without consent, dominion, watched, hostage, confined, jealous, trapped, and predator. So you're feeling like you are confined right now. Maybe there's some kind of laws or rules or strategy, you know, step-by-step thing, something that you have to follow a certain route to achieve something, to obtain something. Let's say it could be something like you're going to need to have a visa and a passport and show that you can afford to be in the country that you want to travel to, either for work, education, or just vacation. All the red tape that comes with that, right? Having to apply to the government, the other country's government, and all that sort of stuff. I know I went to school in Australia, and being a Canadian citizen afforded me a lot more of an opportunity for my visa to be accepted than if I was an American. So anyways, I was Canadian. I was living in the United States, and I had to apply for a visa so that I would be accepted, be able to go into school at the University of Sydney, and you know, and having a passport, I had to make sure my Canadian passport was going to be it's going to be effective within the time frame that I'm going to be away, at least within the time frame that I'm going to be away. It can't expire while I'm gone, kind of thing. So anyways, it just kind of felt like a lot of red tape that I had to go through, because you know, you have to apply for school and see if they're going to accept you, and then if you're transferring courses that you've taken somewhere else to go towards your degree in the school abroad, you know, it's just quite a rigmarole. Anyways, this is just something that it feels like there's just it feels too restricting. Leo, something feels too restricting to you. Maybe the policies at work, it could be that you can and cannot do this, you know, according to company policy. And one of the things that you might like to do is something that you've been able to do at other places of employment, other companies, but this one in particular doesn't allow it. So whatever that is for you, I mean, it could be anything, right? So I can't really pinpoint it as being a general reading, but there is something that is bothering you in that way. So the near future is change, right? And so you're becoming balanced, centered, maybe through meditation. You're integrating opposing forces. So you may be learning to accept the policy, accept the restriction, accept the limitation. You're going into the flow. You're not, instead of being resistant to it, you might just say, you know what, this doesn't have to be for the rest of my life, kind of thing. It's just for a time. So if it's something to do with work, for example, you don't have to go into this job thinking you're going to be there for the rest of your life and that you're going to have to live by their policies for the rest of your life. It just may be an interim thing or a temporary thing for you. That at some point, if you work there for 3, 4, or 5 years, you might say, you know what, I'd like to try something different. Go somewhere different. We also have feeling complete and awareness, just right, equality, and well-being. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from this so far, Leo. Let's get some Lenormand. Past energy, please, Archangel Michael. A pleasant letter. Number 7, a pleasant letter. Heaven, 7, heaven. Receiving some pleasant news, information, something that makes you smile or at least makes you feel better. Unexpected money, 27, that's 9. So it's an ending to feeling restricted. With the unexpected money come forward now, it's not a huge lump sum of money. It's money that you didn't expect to receive. So it could be just anything like maybe a small inheritance, a bill that you overpaid. Excuse me. A bill that you overpaid is being refunded to you. Let's see, maybe, and it could be something like, it might just be something like that you're going to get more minutes with your cell phone plan. Unlimited kind of thing. They're changing, your cell phone company is changing their policy. And so it could be something like that, right? Where it is, you feel restricted by your cell phone company. If you have people that you like to speak to outside of your country, maybe there's just not enough that your cell phone company provides for that kind of abroad texting, data sharing, and talking, that you might have to pay extra money for every minute that you speak over your plan, above and over your plan, kind of thing. You're just feeling restricted with that. It could be something just as simple as that about these readings, right? So you may be getting some unexpected bonus from either work or from your cell phone company has finally decided to kind of fall in line with other companies that are already offering unlimited plans at a nominal fee. You know, like maybe you don't have to upgrade your account, your line, in order for you to have that extra, unlimited type of calling, text, and data sharing. Just something like that, right? So near future, we have a lot of money. Oh my goodness, a lot of money. Wow, we're going to read that one. Number 11, that's mastering. That's big time. Jeez, no wonder you're going to be balanced and centered. And integrating opposing forces. So like I said, if it's something like a job where the policy is and you're just not comfortable with it, you're just going to do it for a while maybe, and you're saying, you know what, this is not going to be my lifelong career or anything, so why am I getting so hung up on this, right? So you're not going to be hung up on it because you're saying this is temporary, I'll move on eventually, whatever, and you're going to go someplace where it's going to pay you even that much more, and maybe they have the same policy, but you're getting paid more. You get more weeks of vacation every year. Something that is going to make you be okay with you know, integrating the opposing forces, like stepping into the flow, feeling that this is equal, you know, it's good all around. Or, you know, you go to a company and they don't have that policy, but you still get paid more. So I want to read the one about the unexpected money first, and then we're going to read about a lot of money. Okay, unexpected income. It says here, it's a small sum from an unexpected source. For example, a surprise work bonus, a small billing error you fix, a reduction in your gas bill, a bonus cell phone minutes. It's not as large as the amount of sudden wealth, which is card 11. This is sudden wealth. Wow. The unexpectedness leads to a notion of suddenly, swiftly, and surprisingly. So it just, you know, it surprises you. It is a nice little thing that's going to make you smile. Traditionally, the card showed some bills and papers on a table, leading to the idea of small bonds, notes, payments, household accounts, offers, purchases, and invoices and checks. Something lucky occurs around everyday financial activities, such as a raise or unexpected money from work or investments. Traditionally, this is also the card for formal contracts requiring a signature. This card signals a sudden, unexpected change and improvement. Yeah, this can concern many aspects of life, including an unexpected message in love matters, or an invitation or a message. It also describes a promotion or unexpected recognition. And of course, this card predicts improvement in money matters, an unexpected gratification or award. Lovely. Lovely. So we're going to go to big money here. Sudden wealth. Let's see here. It says, you can feel safe now. Sudden wealth announces success, affluence, gain, or profit in your job. It also shows a secure partnership. You can draw on unlimited sources at the moment, but avoid being wasteful or boastful. This is money you don't have to work for. Yeah, so I said that this was money you didn't have to work for. It's sudden wealth that you don't have to work for. This is money you don't have to work for, such as lottery winnings, a bonus, found money, or an inheritance. When it's not about money, it can describe a nearby card as a lot. So a lot of balance, right? Okay, that's my Looney Tune cat going like this on the door, back door. Yep. Oh yes, it's very fun having cats. It is. I love them. So anyways, yes, there's some kind of thing that has been imposed upon you in some way. Could even be like, I don't know, could be something like just your spouse or your partner wants to set a new kind of annual rule where you go to visit your mother-in-law more than once a year. You know, like they're saying, you know, and you can't, you know, you don't get along with your mother-in-law, and your spouse is saying has very good reasons for it. You know, mother-in-law is getting older. You know, she's not going to be around much longer. We need to spend more time with her, and she's lonely. You know, no real family around that can come by often. And so your spouse is looking at, or your partner is looking at their parent as somebody who's in need, and that they would like to step up and be there for their parent more than they have been. And they want you to be, you know, to go along with it, right? And so that might be a bit discouraging for you. Something you've got to learn to live with for a while, you know, not forever, again, not for the rest of your lifetime, unless you happen to pop off the face of the planet before mother-in-law does, then it would be. But pardon me, I've got a morbid sense of humor sometimes. But a pleasant letter comes along, and it says something like mother-in-law sends you a letter, not necessarily you, but your spouse or partner, And it says, I hear you're wanting to come and spend more, be here more often with me. I am so grateful for you doing that. And please, I know this is an added expense to you. Please allow me to pay for your travels, right? Allow me to pay for every time that you come. How about $1,000? How about I give you $1,000? Because it might be quite some distance. Maybe you have to fly, but even if you didn't, you drive. Price of gas and the wear and tear on your vehicle and tires, right? That $1,000 is going to be very helpful for every time you go to see them. So basically, she's paying you to come see her. But that's just my example. But in any case, you're going to be feeling like, oh God, yes, now she's given us money, which is really puts a smile on my face, because at least we're not, going broke to go and see mom-in-law more often every year. That I could take time off work and not worry about, losing income from not being there, that kind of thing, and so forth and so on. However, you're going to feel as though you're being trapped into this agreement with your spouse, your partner, and that when you're feeling trapped into actually having to take more time off work, or just spend the time that you have off work that's allowed to you for vacations kind of thing, where you're actually going to go to, let's say, some really in outback, inconspicuous kind of village or town that isn't close to anything, and it's like there's not going to be anything really to do there other than to look at each other across the table or the living room. So yeah, you're going to feel like that bird in the cage, where that's your new foundation now. You see, 4, that's your new foundation, in at least for this year, unless she passes away, right? But at least for this year, and maybe in a few more years yet. But you're doing it because you love your spouse. Okay, you do it because you love your spouse. So the unexpected money that comes is very, very helpful to you, and so it's going to make things easier. It's going to make it easier for you to feel not so quite restricted. It's kind of putting an end to that with the 27 being a 9. It's going to help set you free a little bit more, because it's not going to cost you $1,000 to go to see mom-in-law every time. So if you go, let's say, 4 times a year, she might be giving you $4,000. So in any case, you're going to feel in the near future, when you start honoring your promise to your partner and going to see mom, it turns out that she slips him a little bit of a secret and says, well, since you guys come and spend time with me, since you guys make the effort to come and see me, and even if Sherry, his sister or her sister, couldn't come, she's going to say, well, Sherry's not going to get as much from my inheritance as I'm going to give to you and your wife or husband, whoever it is, right? My daughter or son-in-law. So it's going to be like, wow, there's going to be some big time inheritance coming from you that you never expected, right? That it would go that way. However, you thought that that you probably thought you're going to get an inheritance, like your partner's going to get an inheritance from their parent when they pass, but to hear that you're going to get like another 25% more than any other sibling if there's more in the family. So like 2 thumbs up, right? 2 thumbs up. So I think I can do this. And then you start feeling, I think I can do this. It's going to be a change. I have to put my life on hold, basically, when it comes to vacation time. No more trips to the beach kind of thing for a week in the summer or in the winter. And yeah, I'm just going to have to do that, because I'm going to be finding out that this is going to pay off really nice. We have the Hierophant. Wow, the Hierophant. Okay, so connection to spirit, understanding and education, ritual and celebration. Life is magical. Yeah, talk about being magical. you're suddenly coming into money just because extra money here right now, but unforetold amount coming to you is a lot of money that you didn't have to earn. Well, you're kind of earning it by agreeing to spend time with mother-in-law, but you know, otherwise it's not really earning it. So yeah, it's going to be really nice to enhance your finances by agreeing to do something like this. So just an example. You use it however it works for you in your life, in whatever area of life it fits. So for the Hierophant, what do we got here? We got the Seven of Wands. Okay, Seven of Wands, like the Seven of Wands could be telling us that you are, you know, you've got your backup, you know, when it comes to doing anything for mother-in-law, because the two of you really don't get along. Or it's just a really strained kind of, not comfortable, or, well, it has become familiar, but it's not a comfortable kind of get-together when you're with your mother-in-law, because she seems to be, you know, judgmental, critical, stuff like that. And it's very uncomfortable. But you're going to be connecting with, you know, you're going to be connecting with your higher self, okay, Leo, or you're going to be connecting with somebody's, like the estate lawyer, let's just say the estate lawyer, who is going to put your spouse's name and yours down as power of attorney for mother-in-law, something like that. Well, you know, you got the defenses up, right? But at the same time, you're going to be talking to your partner about laying some groundwork with your mother-in-law, the visits with your mother-in-law. So, for example, it might be that you're not going to go each and every time. That might be like the boundary. You still treat us as you would if both of us are there, but I just may not be there. Like, you tell your mother that I may not be there every single time. And it could be that you're going to, a boundary could be that you're going to bring your camper, you know, your trailer, something that you can stay in, like sleep in, bathe in, you know, hook it up to her water hose and electrical outlet outside, stuff like that. But you're going to have a space, most importantly, a space where you can get away to, right? Like a she shed or a he shed kind of thing. So it might be something like that. But whatever it is, you're going to talk to you're not talking to mom-in-law about this, you'll be talking to your spouse. But yeah, you're going to be laying down some groundwork about some you're going to have your own policies. You're going to have your own policies. You're feeling restricted by whatever it is that your partner wants you to agree to do. You're going to be feeling that this is the new norm for you. This is the law. This is the law of the let's say the Flintstones. The law of the Flintstones. That's maybe your last name. Okay, the law of the Flintstones is that from now on, nothing is for certain other than the fact that we know where we're going to be at least 4 times a year. That kind of thing, right? You get that pleasant letter that says, I've heard through the grapevine, possibly from Sherry, you know, your partner's sister, that you're planning on coming to see me more often a year, you know, and so forth and so on, right? So anyways, this is kind of how I see this going, all right? But you apply it to your situation, because I'm sure it's not what I'm talking about. It could be, but probably not. Let's get some tarot to further clarify for Leo. Archangel Michael. What is it about the book and the pleasant letter for our Leos, our lovely Leos? Five of Fire. That's a 5 of Wands. Yeah, conflict. Talked about conflict. So whatever it is a new policy, a new law, a new set of what do you call it, like this, the steps that you got to take, the red tape, even if it's not new, it's red tape. Like I said about going to Australia, it's not all new stuff that I'm having to adapt to and to actually bow down to and actually accept as being part of the whole process of getting myself over to Australia, and my daughter, because she had to get her in school too and all that sort of stuff. Passport and visa for her as well. I think it was, no, she was under my visa. But in any case, it was a whole lot of something that just does not make you feel, comfortable or happy, or you're just resisting it. Whatever it is, it's kind of like, even if it's just to do your taxes, your taxes, right? And how cumbersome it can be to get your tax return done, especially if you're going to do it yourself. And it might be like, oh, I got these crunched up little pieces of receipts, and but they want this, they want that, this, but all this stuff from me, and I make what, $32,000 a year, and never have enough to to be making a lot of purchases that be noteworthy on a tax form, kind of thing. Yeah, okay. So, but Pleasant Letter comes and says, don't worry, we can connect into the IRS, like if you lived in the United States, we can get online to the IRS and get information from your previous tax return. So you don't have to worry about digging out old tax returns if you're starting with a new accountant, kind of thing. And it looks like, from what I can, the tax accountant's going to say, it looks like, just from quickly looking at this, briefly looking at this, I see that you're probably going to get a return. It's kind of like, yay, I'm going to get a return, yay. So that's the pleasant news, right? But you're still feeling, not too optimistic about how your tax return, you just looks like it's possible I could get a return, but maybe I'm not going to, because I did, I had maybe made too much money or not made enough. Well, if you didn't make enough, you're likely going to get something back, but maybe it's just something else happened. I don't know what it could be. Bought a house, I'm not sure. But in any case, what turns out is that you find out from your tax accountant that there's money, there's a credit that you could put on there's these credits, that it's a new thing that they're going to give you credit. The government's going to give you credit for this, for that, maybe child support, which of course they do, but I can't think what it is, but you know what I'm saying, that you're going to be able to get some credits towards what you might otherwise owe as money, or even if you don't end up owing money, that you're just going to get more money back. And then turns out that the balance is, the change is that the accountant gets it done, gets your tax return done, and says, well, it's this year, and this year alone, we're going to be able to write off any of your expenses on your vehicle that you bought last year or this year, I don't know. And it's going to turn out to be a good lump sum of money coming back to you as a result. A really, if it's not vehicle, it's just something that is going to, the government has decided to give this kind of stipend or bonus, extra bonus that you get on your tax return. It's not something that you're going to receive a check. Just like when the pandemic was, we got $600 a week. If you're in that category, you got $600 a week. That's a lot of money a week, right? But it was going to be $600 a week. Well, they gave it to you by check, but they could have just made it as a credit on your tax return. But people needed money, right? So they made checks and mailed out checks, but they could have just made it so that you got a credit on your tax return. So this might be something like that that's happening, where you're going to be hitting the jackpot. You say, wow, look at that. So this is all conflict for you in the beginning. Inner conflict, maybe even exterior conflict with your person. In my example, it could be with your spouse, and then you know the conflict you have with mother-in-law. But the Nine of Fire is the Nine of Wands. It's like, oh God, do I have to agree to this? I know I love you. I know I love you, and I'd do anything for you, but do I really have to go see your mom more than once a year? Like 4 times a year? It's going to be feeling like every time I come home, I'm going to feel like I've been beat up because of her personality, her demands, stuff like that. Poor mother-in-laws. Okay, so something like that. And then the Five of Air is the Five of Swords. I just want to sabotage this. I want to scream out to the world, I don't want to do this. I feel restricted. I feel like my hands are tied. I feel like I'm doing something I don't want to be doing. That goes with this, right? Yeah, you just want to sabotage the whole plan, the whole strategy, the whole policy, the whole expectations, the whole demands, the whole whatever it is that someone else, the laws, the tax. You just want to sabotage all. You want to blow it right up, okay? And then there's the Six of Water, the Six of Cups with the unexpected money. So this has to do with something from the past. This unexpected money is coming from the past. So it's something that has been done previously, or that either you had your hand in or didn't. Either way, it's something that has been coming either for a while, you've been waiting for it for a while, because look, she's kind of sitting there like she's waiting for it for a while, or it's something that's coming in from the past. And it could be because could simply be something to do with a policy change or inheritance, but it's something that it was very dominating in your life, restricting you in some way, again, right, that you just are just so resistant towards. Yeah, okay. And then the Nine of Earth is like, oh, I'm set free. I'm free. This goes with this. I'm free. The Nine of Pentacles. I am free. Look at me. I have an extra, let's say it only costs $1,000 in total to go 4 times to visit your mother-in-law. Look at how much money I've got now. $3,000 extra in my pocket. Plus I'm going to have all this. You don't know that just yet. But you're going to be, you will. You'll know that at this time when you're feeling free. You're feeling like you've got more to play with. You got more than you expected. Then the Lovers. Well, the Lovers is a decision, a choice. A lot of money. You've got choices now, right? You got choices. Like I was saying, you got more money to play with. You have, like, the Lovers is about choices, making a choice. So you're either going to make a choice knowing that you've got all this coming to you and say, no, we're not doing this. Or you're going to make a choice saying, hell yeah, we're doing this. I can live with it. I don't have to go, but I'm not going to go every single time, right? I'm laying the law down a bit. I am establishing some healthy boundaries about this, because if someone's going to expect to encapsulate me, encage me in this way with these policy, laws, red tape, whatever, spousals, hopes, expectations, demands, whatever, you have a choice. You don't have to, but right? If you love your spouse, with the example I've given, right, you're just going to do it anyways, but you're going to have all this play money. When they pass away, you're going to have 25% more of the pot than what you were going to get, that your spouse is going to get. Then we have the King of Water, King of Cups, the Hierophant again. Yes, the Fool and the High Priestess, with the King of, or the Knight of Fire, and the Six of Earth, Six of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles, and to Hangman, and so forth. Knight of Fire, that's the Knight of Wands. It's like hallelujah time. I can be a little bit irresponsible because, and then it's the Six of Pentacles, because things, there's the balance, equal reciprocity through change. There is a balance that's coming. And it's like it's all looking really good. So the elder of water is the person that you love, or it's the person, it's you, okay? It's you that is someone that you're going to be, you know, it's going to work out where you're going to love, you're going to be sitting in the elder of water, the king of cups energy, where it's going to be, if it's not you, it's the person, it might be romantically the person or a boss that you really, even though this place might have been temporary here because of those restricting policies, you went to work at another place and you're making more money and your boss loves you. I don't mean romantically, it could be, but I don't mean just that you love your boss. You love your boss, you're happy there, you're glad. You're glad that this, you know how they say rejection is God's protection? Well, in this case, it's kind of like what wasn't very agreeable for you forced you to look elsewhere for employment. And then you get there and you're going to be making big time money and you love your boss. And there's not these kind of restrictions, or maybe they are, but you're okay with it now because you're making a pile of money and you love your boss. You may not have been too happy with your boss here. But the Hierophant, again, it could have to do with that authority. The authority, could have to do with the authority of all the red tape, the tax laws and all this sort of stuff with visas and like work visas and passports and applications and so forth and so on. This is a traditional stuff here that you may be seeking higher guidance for through, you know, to the divine, of course, Leo, but just through even someone else that has the authority to give you the information that you're seeking. And that allows you to feel, because this is the energy past the near future, that allows you to feel like you could take a leap of faith, you could take risks. Like again, with that money, with the inheritance thing that I was talking about, that money, taking risks, right? You just need to draw on your intuition about this, making sure that this is what you want. That this is how, you know, this is how it's going to play out. Is this what you want? Do you not want a lot of money? Do you not want to get unexpected bonuses of some kind? Remember, it's something that's not huge, but, you know, it starts off with a pleasant letter. So it might not be so bad to do it, but it's always up to you. And if you do it, you know, it's going to be fun, a whole lot of fun for you with the Knight of Wands energy. You're going to be irresponsible, take a leap of faith, intuitively know what it is that you truly want. Check in with your intuition, go to your gut, put something in your gut to see, you know, make it a symbol, like I said before, make it, let's say this is the symbol of having to visit my mother 4 times a year or 3 extra times a year. You put it in your gut. Is that really what I want to do? Because you might make this symbol here be the symbol of the extra money, the 25% more on the inheritance. Put that into your gut, right? And I'm putting it into my belly here. And sit with it for a time to see how it sits there. Does it feel good, or is it just too uncomfortable? And then you make your decision up. But it's all, you know, it's equal give and take. It's like you're expected to do something that you have resistance against. Well, you do it anyways for however long. You know, it doesn't have to be a lifetime. You decide to do it anyways, and you're going to get back big time. You know, they say you give and then the divine gives back tenfold. Yeah, but you're going to be enjoying life more here with the Knight of Wands. You can be a little less responsible, a little more impulsive kind of thing. It's equal give and take. It's going to be like, I give something that I really don't want to do, but I do it because I love my husband, or I do it because I love to have my taxes done. You know, I love to be following the law, right? Because if you don't do your taxes, you eventually got to do them. I do it because I want to go to Sydney, Australia for school, and I want to take my daughter. I do all of this for that reason. I know I'm going to enjoy myself, living in a far off land kind of thing. You know, so you got to find a reason to love about it. You're going to love rolling around a whole bunch of extra money with that extra inheritance, right? So, and your husband's or your wife is going to love you to smithereens because you're happily, or at least you're going, maybe not happily, but you're going with them to see, and you got the law of the land laid down with them that they agree to beforehand, saying that I may not be there all the time, every time. You know, I may want to do something else other than to go to Spittsville, Idaho. I may not want to always spend my vacation at Spittsville, Idaho, you know, where there's nothing else but Spittsville. So that's what I got for you guys today, Leo. I hope that was very helpful to you, and please let me know how this resonated with you. Like, how does this fit into your life? And like and subscribe, and take care. Bye.